Cancer, welcome to your general reading for the second half of August. This is for the time frame of August 16th to the 31st. It is a general reading, so it's for the larger collective. If not everything may resonate with you, so if it doesn't resonate, let it go. Also look at your sun rising signs, and sometimes if a significant other is involved, it could be reversed. So just look at at different perspectives, but most importantly, it's just a general reading, and take what resonates, and if it doesn't resonate at all, let it go, and it's all cool. So I have already shuffled the cards and asked for the angels and spirit guides to guide us on what to expect in this last 2 weeks of August, and we've picked them out here to save some time. So the first card over here is your past influences, and this can go anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Things that you had been sort of dealing with that bring forward to the present, which is the second card. This is your present sort of circumstances. And in our third card is sort of our future circumstances, things that were in this immediate future that are coming up for you, Cancer. And the fourth card is challenges, and this doesn't mean they will occur. It just means it potentially could occur, and if you are aware of it, you can predict it and sort of minimize it by being prepared in advance. And finally, we have outcomes of whatever is surrounding cancers at this time. So I again thank you for logging into this channel, and I appreciate it, and it would be wonderful if you could support me and click the big three, which is click the like button, click the subscription, and click the notification. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm, so I appreciate your support in advance, if you will. So our past influences here. So here we have the Four of Pentacles. So your past, what this is saying here, Cancer, is it looks like for some Cancers that you were sort of examining a relationship, perhaps a relationship with money, in your recent past here, and obviously it could have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but for some Cancers that you were accumulating wealth, you were doing okay. I pick up that some Cancers were investing their money wisely, and we're doing fairly well. And some Cancers were hanging on to every coin that they have, and afraid to spend their money for fear you didn't have enough. So there was sort of that extremes there. In a positive sort of role here, the Four of Pentacles in your past here, suggesting that for Cancers that you've created sort of a wealth and an abundance, and you've been fairly steady with your goals and acting conservatively. It's telling me that some Cancers in this past recent have been attentive to sort of your long-term financial security, saving money. I pick up that some Cancers were really watching their expenses, so you can accumulate wealth and sort of build up your savings, and live a comfortable lifestyle that worked for you. And working on budgets and retirement plans, sort of investing in yourself here. When the Four of Pentacles shows up, it usually accompanies sort of a scarcity mindset, especially with money and material possessions. And perhaps for some Cancers, instead of spending your cash and enjoying the comfortable lifestyle and splurging on yourself or others, you were sort of choosing to stockpile and to save. And perhaps many were feeling sort of a fear of cutbacks, or are feeling they needed to cut back and not splurge again, and creating budgets that were probably for some perhaps conservative or strict, and just sort of cutting out things that brought you pleasure here. So this card sort of says that's good if you do it in common sense, but if for some Cancers we're doing this to the extreme, this card is basically saying, what's the purpose if you're not going to spend a little bit? So again, it's advising that common sense be used, and obviously live within your means. But it's saying, money works best, when you can flow and there's an exchange, and it comes and goes and comes and goes, and that's really what the idea is. So on, it's sort of asking some cancers who went to the extreme of sort of really being ultra conservative is to realize, that you're foregoing happiness and fulfillment in your life if you're becoming too stingy, so to speak, and too conservative. So this is sort of saying find a balance, and you'll still be okay. It's, find a balance, and enjoy, your hard work, and enjoy, spending some money that again, that's in reason, and you still will be able to live happier, and be able to save. The Four of Pentacles also suggests that for some cancers, you're placing too much value on money, and perhaps your focus is too much on your material sort of possessions right in this time frame. So, it's I'm picking up, it's sort of a catch-22, because for some cancers the standard of living sort of increases, and obviously you need to increase your savings for your long-term plan, and yet you want to be able to live in the present and enjoy your wealth at the same time while you're alive. So the card is understanding of that, but I'm really picking up that perhaps hopefully most cancers in their in this past influence were able to find that balance, and if you weren't, if you're too stingy, this card is sort of saying you can lighten up a little bit. The broader lesson here of the Four of Pentacles is to honor and respect money, of course. And it sounds like for most cancers, you spent this time, last 3 to 6 months, honoring that. But it's reminding you, cancers, that don't become so attached that you lose sight of what's most important to you. Family, friends, and happiness and love. So again, it's finding balance. This is critically important. If for some cancers you have been struggling with your finances, then the Four of Pentacles was coming at a time to sort of advise you to manage your money a little bit better, and perhaps manage your money more carefully. So this hopefully those who are doing not as well financially were able to come up with a budget and sort of find that happy medium again, and so that you can save and still live, of course, or increase your income to some degree. Beyond money and wealth, the Four of Pentacles here, cancers, appears to be seeking more. I pick up it seems to be telling me for some cancers it's really about controlling your life, or feeling in control of your life, and perhaps there's been some micromanaging, or others were involved or messing around in your area of life, and when it comes to your finances, and you're feeling sort of protective or possessive of it. And perhaps some cancers were wanting to ensure that no one took your wealth from you, if you were involved in that sort of relationship where you're worried about someone else taking it, your finances. For some cancers on a personal level, this may have developed the attitude of sort of inflexibility and resisting change. But again, this is saying, don't hoard your possessions, and don't hoard your money, Cancer. Find a happy medium, and you'll be okay. It suggests, obviously, if you need to make some changes to improve it or to modify it, then this card is all in supportive. It's just basically saying, Cancer, don't go to the extremes when it came to your finances and your material wealth. As far as if you were working on that in your past influences here, where we are in our present, we have the Queen of Cups here. So, the Queen of Cups here, this is she represents caring and compassion and sensitivity. And Cancer, you're a water sign. You definitely exhibit those qualities. When you see this card here in your present, she's basically sort of embodying that nurturing mother energy, so to speak. Perhaps some cancers were finding that they are currently finding that they're in a supportive role, that they need to listen with their heart, or you find that you're feeling more compassionate and caring. Many cancers are exhibiting right now. They're more of an empathetic and sort of a sense of needs of others, perhaps because of a variety of issues. But I'm sure the COVID-19 pandemic may have something to do with it here. And it's saying here, Cancer, to in your present here is to use your intuition, and hold space for others to express their emotions. This is for many as an emotional time, and perhaps a time of uncertainty, and Cancer. If you're hearing this, whether it's from family, friends, or significant others, this is maybe they're coming to you and sort of expressing their worry, and this card is basically saying, be sympathetic. Listen to them. Don't let it rule you, of course. But use your truest, most authentic version of yourself when you're dealing with others, and they'll be very appreciative. And most Cancers have mastered this in such a way that you're able to exhibit those skills anyway, and you're. And most Cancers, hopefully, have mastered that skill of not taking on other people's energy. So you have to be careful of that. But it sounds to me that most Cancers are feeling well grounded right now, and you're able to sort of have that healthy separation, to be supported, but not be wrapped up in it. And the Queen of Cups here is a very highly intuitive, very creative card, and she basically embodies this sort of flowing surrounding energies of interaction with others. And Cancers are perhaps in this time or finding that they are wanting to interact with others, and many Cancers are able to read other people's sort of sense of communication and more effectively. And again, it's that intuition level. Some Cancers, you're sort of able to if it's your issue, you're able to express yourself and feel heard and understood, and that perhaps is making you feel good. Those that are surround you, I'm feeling that they're feeling trust in you, and that you're treating them correctly and you're right, in a nice way, and they appreciate that. For some Cancers, I'm picking up there's some creative projects or activities or endeavors that some Cancers are sort of attracted to right now, or sparking an interest that and what the card here is saying, if that falls into that category, it's saying for Cancers who are feeling this way is to pay attention, pay attention to your intuition, and pay attention to your rational thought, and if it's be careful, because we've had these new moons lately at the beginning of the month particularly, and that could affect some decisions. But it's basically it's saying, Cancer, be creative and go with your goals, and explore your dreams if those are something if something came up for you during this time in your present. What else am I picking up here? The Queen of Cups. I'm picking up, again, that for some Cancers, the big picture here is about trusting your intuition. So if there are Cancers who perhaps were doubting or unsure, or sitting on the fence, so to speak, this card is saying right now is trust your intuition and pay attention to your feelings and your emotions. It's saying lead with your heart, not with your head, Cancers, and it's surefire way. Don't overanalyze things and don't make assumptions. It's saying for some Cancers is right now it's be open to receive intuitive messages that may be flowing to you, and emotions, and look at your dreams if you're dreaming. Participate in meditations to sort of calm your mind. Use visualization to sort of, if you're wanting to achieve something, and also, be cognitive of the laws of attraction, which is especially important. And again, it's just saying that Cancers, if you're dealing with emotions, that you're a lot stronger than you are, and you're going to be okay. If that was concerning for some Cancers here in present. In our future, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is the Six of Pentacles is again about money. So you have sort of a resources theme going on here for you, Cancer. And so this card really usually represents sharing wealth in abundance with others, and it's saying it's if as a future that if it doesn't necessarily mean you're a millionaire. It just means whatever abundance and wealth is to you. But this card is basically, is saying for some cancers, it's, you want to share your wealth right now, or you want to be able to help others in need, and that it's gonna. And the card saying is do it. Do it within reason. Do what makes you feel good. You could do this through charitable organizations or fundraising, or you want to get involved in sort of activities, perhaps helping others who may not be doing as well as you. And if that's for cancers, if that's a sparking your interest, this card is saying, participate. You will get a lot out of it. So and I again, it's saying for some cancers, perhaps you may question, is in a time of uncertainty, is it wise to beginning to sort of be donating or offering support to others, and the Six of Pentacles here says is to trust your contributions, and whatever contributions you give, do it with your heart, and it will be valued by those who receive it, and it will come back to you threefold. And this card is saying trust your intuition when it comes to that. For some cancers, on the reverse of this, perhaps some cancers want to take out a loan to someone, and what is it? I'm trying to pick up. I'm picking up that some cancers are perhaps entertaining the idea of taking a loan out, or someone's asking perhaps for a loan from cancers, promising that they'll pay cancer back until they're on their feet. And if this is applying to you, it says, I'm picking up that Cancer, you're going to do this on trust and good faith, and obviously again use your intuition. But if this is someone that and you are able to provide that loan, this card is saying trust your instincts, because the person who may be asking you really does need it, and it's basically saying it encourages, and it says don't do it what your heart says. If you feel you can afford to loan this person whatever it is that they may be asking, it'll be a very good deed, and this card is basically saying that you'll get it back, is what I'm picking up. But again, you have to evaluate your own particular situations, Cancer. I'm also picking up on this is that if for cancers who perhaps are on the receiving end, where if you were financially strapped and yours, some may be receiving sort of help and assistance and generosity from others, or in some sort of whether it's a gift card or some sort of small anything that can basically help you pay your groceries or your bills or something, and or from charitable organizations, and this is a good thing too. And again, it's saying that Cancer, accept it if you need it, and until you get back on your feet, and it will help you. Again, be cautious that sort of the risk of accepting sort of charity and loans continually, you may become sort of dependent upon it, and you don't want to lock yourself in. So be careful of things that if you're on the receiving end or thinking you want to take out loans to get you through, is weigh those pros and cons very carefully when it comes to that. And for cancers who are financially strapped, this card is saying be mindful that that you don't become sort of submissive and desperate as a result of charity that someone gives you. So it's weigh the pros and cons of that. And also the last thing I'm sort of picking up here for the Six of Pentacles is that it's again finding financial harmony, this card is basically saying that if you're in a struggle right now, it's temporary, and things are going to be flowing in and out, and you need balance. So if you again are sort of you've been ultra conservative, this is saying spend wisely. If you've been too spending and overspending, this is saying pull back. So it's again happy median and common sense. in our challenges, we have the Nine of Wands here. So, for challenges, this card sort of I'm picking up is coming up when you're facing adversity. So there may be some cancers that perhaps you've been in a situation or a situation that is sort of brewing where there's some sort of adversity or you might have to defend yourself. This card is saying that some cancers you're going to stand tall and strong, and but however it's going to be exhausting for you, or perhaps it's already happening or currently happening, but you're at a sort of an edge of exhaustion, and but you've been resilient and persistent, and you've been ready to go to finish out whatever this challenge is for you. For those who are experiencing those challenges, I'm picking up that some cancers have been feeling battered and bruised and just sort of worn down of with this sort of struggle, and and perhaps I'm feeling that some cancers, although you might have made progress, it's in some cases it might feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But but with those challenges, for the cancers who are experiencing that, what this card is basically saying is that you're going to overcome these obstacles. This is short term, and to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm picking up that this is saying, Cancer, use your inner resources and stick to your plan, and keep healthy balance. Pay attention to your emotions so you don't get swayed one way or the other, and you'll be okay. You will get through any struggles that you might be experiencing or feeling. The 9 as a number is a number that brings assurance, and it's saying that it means eventually prosperity is going to come in your way. So again, this is temporary is what I'm picking up, and not to become too overdrained with this. The 9 of Wands, it sort of encourages the cancers, to keep pushing, though, is not to give up. Many cancers might be close to the sort of their finish or their outcome here, and this card is saying keep going. Yes, there may be struggles, but you will get through them, and keep sort of a healthy mental balance, and sleep and watch all those things, and don't listen to naysayers and all this other stuff. Remember laws of attraction. Think positive about getting through this, and align your vibrations, and put it out to the universe for sort of that strength, and you'll be okay. I'm also feeling that for some cancers, I'm picking up that if you're involved in something or making plans, that some cancers are perhaps getting kickback from people they know or family or somebody. Some cancers may be feeling that they're being attacked or by individuals who might be jealous of their success or projecting sort of insecurities onto the cancers on whatever it is that cancer might be coordinating or doing something where they're sort of taking charge. And this card is saying if that's affected you're being affected by that cancer, is to stick to your guns in here. Don't pay attention to these naysayers, and understand where they're coming from. Don't fight them. Just be sympathetic and understanding, and this will also pass. And I'm also picking up here that because the 9 of Wands is about establishing boundaries, and so I'm picking up here for whatever cancers may be sort of dealing with, is to understand boundaries and follow the boundaries, and you'll be okay. Find ways to sort of re-energize if it's depleting your energy. But this card is saying it will pass. It will pass. It will pass at Cancer. So communication is important here, and just again be aware of barriers that you may be presented in whatever activity you're doing, and ask the universe for help, and just sort of be conscious. Keep a conscious awareness, and protect your energy, and you'll be fine here. So those are challenges. And finally, we have our outcomes here. We have the Star. Now, this is a major arcana card, and This is a very good card. This is a very good card to have in a reading. The star sort of says to you, Cancer, a reprieve is coming. It says that after a period of sort of destruction or challenges. So if you are the Cancer that was having sort of challenges here, this card in your outcome is saying that if you've endured challenges, and perhaps you might feeling that you've been sort of bare emotionally, and it might have limited your beliefs, and it might have held you back. But this card is saying you're going to realize your core essence, and beneath all those layers, Cancer, this card is you're going to find your inner star, your inner strength here, and it's saying that whatever life sort of throws or has been throwing at you, Cancer, as long as you are connected to the divine and pure loving energy, and keeping your vibration in a positive state, that you, Cancer, you're gonna come out of this much better, and you're gonna get a new appreciation of your own strength and your ability to sort of resolve whatever the struggle that you might have been in, or you are currently in. The star here is about renewed hope and faith. It's a sense of truly being blessed by the universe. So Cancer, know that you're entering a peaceful and loving phase of your life is going to be coming up, and your energy is going to come back. Your mental stability, you're going to get a more in-depth sort of understanding of yourself and those significant around you. And it's saying that your outcome is going to be, you're going to get some significant personal growth out of this, and you're ready just to receive sort of the blessings from the universe are going to be coming for you. So the star card here, Cancer, is about sort of this magical flow around you. It fills your heart with hope, and it's about feeling uplifted. So your reward is going to come. If you are being affected by these challenges here, this card in your outcome is saying around the corner things are going to get better. And so for some Cancers, the star represents that you might be trying to rediscover a sense of meaning or inspiration, or looking for purpose in your life. Perhaps some Cancers are looking for thinking about change in their life. Maybe you're feeling bored or unsettled, and you're just looking at something else to do. So and this card says that there's going to be a fresh perspective, and sort of be open to things that you normally wouldn't have been you wouldn't have thought about. So this, for those that are just feeling sort of restless and bored, perhaps not in any sort of significant challenge, this is about looking deep inside and sort of looking at your highest version of yourself, and if you're feeling that you want to sort of get a better understanding of you, or find that inner strength in you, or sort of anything you want to do sort of that can benefit yourself, it's saying this is the time to do it. You're going to do it, and it's going to be very meaningful to you. So again, you don't have to spend lots of money. If you want to learn about a religion, Buddha, or you want to take a hobby or something, that it's about something that interests you. Whatever is sort of a journey that sort of can spark bring that spark back, that keep that star shining that we had over here. The star suggests here that it's a generous spirit here for you, Cancer, and as long as we said over here, as long as for those that are doing financially okay, this sort of saying that it's share your wealth, give and take, don't hoard, and find balance in everything that you do here, and focus on that balance, and you're going to be doing very well here, and your outcomes are going to be very good, and you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So Cancer, there is your last 2 weeks of your August 2020 general reading. So again, if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. If some things resonate, great. If those that don't, let it go. Look at your star or your sun signs, and again, hopefully you enjoyed this. So I thank you again for watching this video very much, and this is a new channel for me. I've never used this sort of a modality before, so I'm learning on a learning curve here, and I appreciate your understanding. But I would also appreciate if you would do the big three, which is click the like, click the subscription, and click the notification. Those are important for YouTube algorithms. And if you would like to support me, I would definitely appreciate it very much. But in the meantime, have a good one, Cancer, and enjoy. And we'll see you in September.